All right. Whoa, the loudest chair in the world. I swear that wasn't a fart. It's the loudest chair ever. I'm here in Indianapolis. Welcome to After the Gig. I'm Jesse. Welcome back. And I saw that there was a bunch of questions on the Facebook page. So I thought I'd sit here on my iPad, go through them. I haven't seen any of these really. I was told that they were there because I deleted Facebook off of my phone. It's just really nice to take a break. I think it's really good right now for everybody to kind of take a break. And, you could see by a lot of the comments in last week's, or my comments in last week's newsletter, that it's just like everybody's fed up with a lot of this stuff. So while I'm on tour, which has started here in this hotel room, I flew in from Boston this morning or this afternoon. Boy, my arm's tired. But I just, I want to keep it light. I want to get back to having fun and making it fun and funny and entertaining for people rather than falling down this hole of saying these things that I think need to be said, obviously, because when egregious attacks against the First Amendment, whether you like the person or not or whatever, is just it just has to be pushed back or explained or whatever to everyone, so we know what we're getting into. But any hoodles, and I keep seeing all these crazy AI stories and pictures of like fake stuff. It's nuts. It's really nuts. So let's see here. There you go. Katie's been doing an amazing job of asking you guys questions over the last few weeks because I just got back from Portugal. I was in Chicago. I've been doing all these solo gigs and stuff, so it's been very, very busy this summer, and she stepped in and really kicked ass. So as Jesse prepares for fall tour and a lot of time on the bus, what are some fun, silly questions you'd like for him to answer and pose to you guys? No pressure, Jesse. We'll have some videos of these questions and answers. So obviously, I play in Carbon Leaf, so I these questions will be geared towards that, I'm sure, and that is amazing. I won't have anyone's answers here, anyone else's answers. I can just give you my answers, and maybe the guys will chime in some other videos some other time. They're not here. They're picking me up tomorrow, and maybe that'll happen in the future, but I can answer some more questions. So Mike Birch asks, I'd like to know which song is each of theirs favorite to play and why. Renee was wondering the same question, and she says it might change from time to time, but it would be fun to hear the snapshot answer. Right now, maybe this is a question I should answer a little deeper into the tour because it's been a little while since we've played together and played any of these songs. So my favorite is usually like the Desperation song block or like Paloma and stuff like that. But anything where the crowd is going, like if the set list is made in a way where people are really riding it and the energy is high and people are loving it and things are going well, every song could be the favorite. It's just like, where is that energy riding? I'm working this year or this tour to try to be more committed to the moment and not trying to think a little less while we're up there and just let things happen. Maybe let some fun, interesting, impromptu moments happen, which has been tough for, it is tough, but just to kind of let the things flow, and practicing a lot will help that. But that's kind of my goal. So I would say Desperation song block, with either Desperation, Paloma, something high energy. Marjorie, do they have a favorite venue? Do they have I can't read today. Do they have a favorite venue or city they like to play in? They're all good. When the people show up, it's awesome. Doesn't matter where. I flew into Indy for the first time in a long time, and that airport is like sneaky nice. It is so nice. Cool cars, all kinds of cool stuff. So Indy's great so far. We'll be back, I think, at the Hi-Fi later the tour. This inquiring mind wants to know exactly how many Horse Runner shirts Barry owns. That's a good question. One, as far as I know of. Barry keeps that thing clean, keeps it nice and folded in its own spot, its own space. He takes care of that thing. How do the fellas actually feel about receiving gifts from their fans while on the road, knowing that space is limited in the white whale? That's very thoughtful, Chris. Are there some things that are more appreciated than others? I'm assuming a set of encyclopedias is a no-go. Maybe maybe Carter would dig the encyclopedias. He keeps a lot of stuff in his bunk, so I'm sure you could find a spot for it. I mean, I think it's amazing that we get gifts at all in general. The ones that we can drink are really nice. Sometimes we'll do like 3 cities in a row, and somebody from those cities will make cookies. So we'll get cookies from 3 different people, 3 cities in a row, and it's like we have all of these cookies on top of the drink thing, the cooler that's on the counter in the whale, and you have to like lift up all the cookies just to get like a water or something out of it. And it's amazing. We appreciate it a lot. I love when, people have gotten me Bruins socks. I think the Phillips family got me Bruins socks. That could have been someone else. I can't remember. But that was amazing. I love like fitted hats for different teams, whether it's football or hockey or baseball. Like baseball, I like to visit the stadium to get a hat. Usually if I go to a new stadium, I get the on-field like 59.50 hat. My size is 7 3/8. So if that's something you're looking to get me, my wife will be pissed because I'll have another hat, which is crazy, but I will happily wear it and enjoy it, and that it will get worn and used and loved. But yes, we love it. It's really, really nice and very sweet, and it's our pleasure and honor to be able to accept those things and have people be able to give those things to a bunch of dudes that appreciate it. So thank you. Christine, most embarrassing onstage mess up and how they recovered. Who would win in a staring contest? Okay, so we were in St. Paul. I am going to recuse everyone else and just tell my version of the story as if I was the only one that had anything to do with it. But I ate a 5 milligram weed gummy before a show because I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. It was such a bad idea, and not because of like it doesn't do that much, but it really messes with your memory. Like I had such a hard time, like what part's next? Everything was like really difficult and taxing on my brain, and I messed up really, really bad on any given day. I went to the bridge when it was supposed to be the second verse. So I was like wailing when everyone turns back at me and is like, what's going on? Like it was really, really bad. And this was a bunch of years ago. And I was like, never doing that again. That was dumb. And I think I messed up the boxer that night too, which was I should never mess that song up. We play it every single night. But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. As somebody who has to go to the laundromat, I learned how, this is Stacy. As someone who has to go to the laundromat, I have learned how hard it can be to get quarters. Do the guys need quarters for laundry? That's a great question. That's a really sweet thing to think of. We do laundry. We do laundry on the road. And usually we will do it at a venue that has laundry available. But sometimes we're on a stretch where there's nothing around, and usually it's on the West Coast where it's tough to find something. So we'll go to a laundromat, and that usually, we'll need quarters or whatever, but usually there's a coin machine that you get plenty of quarters. But that's a good question. You don't really think about, I never really thought about laundry on the road until I was like, oh my God, I have this bag for 4 weeks. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. It'd be nice if I could wash it and then re-wear some stuff. Katie Musselman asks, what is the silliest item you pack and bring along on tour? A security blanket, stuffy, something for luck. I have a coin, an Irish coin that I keep in my bag. None of this is silly, but my first ever tour, let me see if I can find it. Actually, haven't read these in a while. This fucking chair. This is crazy. So I bring an Irish coin that was given to me. That's kind of like a good luck charm. I always have my cross, my necklace, cross, and my saint name, St. James the Greater. That's my good luck charm. I always rub it and say a prayer before I fly. And I have these 2 cards that Genevieve gave me back in 2015 or 2014. Yeah. So these 2 cards, this one, and then this one here. Because I was really stressed about leaving for tour to be on the road with new people and stuff for however long it was going to be. It was the longest I'd been away. And it was hard. It was really hard, and I was stressed about it. And Jen wrote me these incredibly sweet cards. It was amazing. Went through quite a bit on that one of those tours, but it was those letters have been in my bag, my traveling bag. The one, I don't check it. It's always in my backpack in a place that I can grab it quickly in case I need some encouragement. So yeah, those 2 cards that Jen wrote me, and then there's another one that she wrote me for my birthday, like right before we got married, which is like, it's very sweet. So I keep those around and I read them, once a year or something like that. Or if I'm having a tough time on the road, which has happened plenty of times. But yeah, that's it. I guess that's my little security blanket, my good luck charms. You decide to write your autobiography. What title do you give it? Shitting in lots of places. Just lots of pooping in lots of different places. Who's in charge of dumping the black tank? Do y'all just rock, paper, scissors for that? That's a good question. So, the black tank, if you don't know, is the tank where all the pee-pee and, poop, if there's an emergency, poo-poo. But that's where all that stuff goes. So that has to be dumped and emptied and all that. So, usually, if it really needs to be done, John, on a late night, this chair is crazy. On a late night, like overnight drive, he will get to the destination, get to either the dump or the truck stop that has a dump, and he'll dump it. and dump the gray tank, the black tank, all that stuff. And then Terry during the day dumps, like, kind of takes charge of it. Yeah, I've seen Barry do it. I've never done it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's one of those things like, I don't know what I'm doing, and maybe I just don't learn. But yeah, so there's never like a, they do it with a smile on their faces, and I love them for it. Where did you want to be when you were little? I think the only other thing I wanted to be, other than a musician, was an astronaut. I really loved space and all the space movies and all the shows and all that stuff. I definitely wanted to go to space camp. Never did that. Definitely wanted to like fly or some, something along those lines. So that was very much something I wanted to do. What is magic to you? Credit goes to NPR for this one. They were interviewing an author, and it was so lovely. It was a lovely question with an answer that you can't help but smile along, listen to the answer. What's magic? Ooh, this is a good one. This answer, this might take a little bit of thought. That last question was, the black tank question was my cousin Josh. Amanda Groff was the what'd you want to be when you were little? What's magic? I mean, I used to think that magic was how they, at like an ice rink, how they changed it to basketball and vice versa, and all different things, like how they change it to the like motocross or monster trucks, and then the next night they have like a hockey game. Like that was always kind of magic to me. But as you get older, you realize like what it, the man hours it takes and the things that they do. But I think it's magic. Like anytime you go somewhere, there's so many people involved to get you where you're going and like do what you're doing. Like I'll go to a show tomorrow. Like it's magic that 6 other dudes will be in a bus that come and pick me up, that drove all the way here, that is a place that we can sleep, and someone built that thing, and it's magic that it just, whatever goes wrong, it can be fixed. Like any problem that exists can be fixed. It can be fixed, and just short of bringing back, someone that's passed away, but there's so much, like everything is magic. It's magic that we live on this planet, and then you zoom out and it's just infinite nothingness and we're all here just pretending like our problems mean anything. That's magic. I think it's magic that I get to, make somewhat of a living playing for people, in different states and different cities, and they all have different things. They all lead different lives, but they come together for this one thing. That's magic. It's all magic. Really is. How they make glasses, fucking magic. Who is the best dancer? We know who the best dancer is. It's John. John's the best dancer. I'm probably second best. I'm more of a two-step. Like I look cool when I'm dancing, but I don't have moves. I have dad moves, like lawnmower. That's what I do. I think I skipped one from Dan. Oh yeah, Dan. What goes on right before you guys come out on stage? Right after the house lights go down and the crowd starts cheering. Well, our intro song will come on, and we'll all get together. We all give each other high fives, and we say, "Have a great show." I'm not big on some people are, and that's fine. You do what you do. You do what makes you happy, what's going to make you have a great show. That's all well and good. I'm not big on like a pre-show pep talk. It's not my thing. I like to be calm, collected. I don't like to be thinking about anything. I know why I'm there. I know that it's important. I know that there's people there. It's harder when there's not a lot of people there. But that's like, sometimes when that happens, those are the best shows, because we have like the opportunity to maybe fuck around a little bit, maybe try something different or crazy that we wouldn't normally try out, and things are funny, and like, that it's kind of crazy, no one's there, and you're there and you're doing it anyway, and you're like, we're doing it. That's fun. But yeah, high fives, everybody. We get a text, we send Nate, our sound guy, a text, we're ready to go. He plays the music, go on stage, and a lot of it's like, how are we starting this? We start the same way almost every time. But yeah, that's a great question. These were really nice. These were great questions. And yeah, I'll post these up on Facebook and make it a podcast here. And yeah, be good to each other, guys. We only have one place to live. I think our real problem is the internet and just being on our phones constantly, and just that whole thing where we used to say, hey, online's weird, like, and then you go outside and everything's normal. Now we've been online for so long, like, and these tech companies just want you on there. It's a drug. It's a real drug, and they want you on there, and you stay on there for so long, and then you kind of forget that it's still kind of normal outside. And then how crazy it is online, you start bringing that energy outside, and then it's just bad. It's bad. The news is bad. The best that we can do is try to take care of our small world. And then hopefully that impact and that snowballs into creating a better big world, big version of the world. And, I don't care. I have plenty of friends that are Republicans or Democrats. Like, I don't care. I just want like people to be held responsible when they do crazy stuff, no matter if I voted for them or not. We have this great, unbelievable country, and it's just, it's such a special place. And, what's happening right now is just, it's eroding that trust, the eroding in the trust of the adults in the room. Do they, do they have our best interests at hand? Whether you're, black, blue, red, white, yellow, green, purple. Do they have those people, the real people that live in this country, the majority that like have to go out and feed their kids and pay their mortgage and do all that stuff? Or are they tailoring life for a billionaire class who are, in my opinion, the enemy? Because there's no reason, like, what are we doing? We're here on this planet, and you zoom out, there's nothing else going on. There's no reason to make it only good and for the wealthiest people. Work hard, get to a point where you're comfortable. You have the ability to do that, but the not paying people what they're worth, or not putting value on teachers or anybody that's working their ass off and can't come home and pay for their mortgage, it's not right, and it's not the way it should be. And I find it very hard to believe that these people with huge bonuses, more money than you could ever know what to do with, I find it very hard to believe that it can't be structured in a way that everybody can have a meaningful, valuable life, and then they can also reap the benefits of their hard work. So that's it, guys. Thank you for your questions. I love you all. See you soon.